Yo, this episode made me so embarrassed that I didn't know more about disco. I thought I knew a good amount about disco, but I don't know anything about
Okay,
disco.
but also honestly, we're like 12. So like,
I know, but
how are
I
we
love
supposed to know so much
disco.
about the.
And I really love Donna Summers. That's really
Donna
what it
Summers
is.
is where it's at. Yo,
That's
Candy
what it is.
was such a mess this episode. She was like, one has big hair, mahogany, and the other's dead. Let's get into it. All right.
This dust.
The dust.
This still, yeah.
So if you're wondering why Irby is choking on dust, peep the last episode.
Yeah, stick to the end and watch that.
No, don't
Oof.
skip
Okay.
to the end, like leisurely
No,
watch, you know?
no, I didn't say skip. I said stick till the end.
Oh, I
Stick.
thought you
We're
said
gonna
skip to
edit
the
that
end. I was
out.
like, damn,
We're
Irby,
gonna edit this out. Edit this
do
out.
we want to be here or no?
No, that's not what I said.
Hi, everyone. My name is Faye.
Hi guys, I'm Irby.
And welcome back to I'm a Fan, the show where we talk shit or fan out about Drag Race. Oh. Today, we are focusing on Drag Race US, episode 6.
6. Yeah.
Oh my God. It's
I
just flying.
know. I
Oh,
know. It really is. Yeah.
it's like the elimination started happening and it's just been like boom, 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 boom.
Bang, bang, bang. Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we come into the workroom after Joey's elimination, and Candy is feeling it. At the end of episode 5, Joey was like, being eliminated, and they kept zooming in on Candy instead of Joey.
Candy loves herself some Joey.
So Candy is talking about Joey and how they're about to be in a relationship. Everybody else is laughing, and Tamisha's sitting there like,
everybody else kiki. Tamisha
having the best time. Tamisha.
Yo, Tamisha. She was
not having
it.
Not having it.
Obviously, the tension from last week seeped into the beginning of this episode.
Miss Olivia Shitstarter Lux. I was like, so how are we feeling, girls? That untucked, right? How are we feeling? Candy, Tamisha, do you want to voice your opinion? Like, she is such a little shit starter, and I live for it. Even later in the episode, like Utica said some shady shit about Tina, and then Olivia was like, "Say it louder."
You should tell her. I love her. Yo, she's a little troublemaker. Watch out for her, yo. Tamisha and Candy has, a little moment. Tamisha basically is talking about how she felt. Again, stating what was said last week, I guess. The competition, she felt as if Candy was viewing the girls who had won, in the first episode. She was viewing those girls as competition. And the B team, which, includes Tamisha as less than, and that is what really bothers Tamisha.
Yeah.
She wants to be seen as competition.
Which I kind of feel like a little bit that Tamisha is projecting a little bit, because it very much, like, when you look at everyone kind of like interacting and commingling, it doesn't really feel like that until like Tamisha pointed that out. And then I was like, well, I haven't seen that from like what I've watched. Everyone seems to be like, getting along. You're still gonna have like those like, bonds with your group based on like, the trauma or success that y'all went through together. I don't know. I don't, as a viewer, I don't feel that way. So I kind of feel like Tamisha was projecting a little bit. It felt very much like, I am not being seen as a threat in this competition, and that is kind of like bothering me a little bit.
Tamisha's probably holding on to a lot of feelings that she had when they first came together. When you first meet somebody, those first impressions really do stick.
They really do matter. They really, really do. So the mini challenge is that they have to work in pairs to make designs out of wallpaper, essentially, and then not essentially, out of wallpaper. And then they have to model it in front of the matching wallpaper and describe it and yada, 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 yada. So we have Elliot with Tamisha, Simone and Lala Ree, Candy, Tina, and Gottmik, Utica and Olivia, and Rose and Denali. Everyone was like, I'm gonna pick my friend. And then Tamisha and Elliot were kind of left to be like, okay, well, I guess we'll
make it
get
work.
together. We'll make it work.
Elliot and Tamisha's look, I thought was really cool. Like the way they did the shoulder, that was art. That was really well done. Lowry, the dress was terrible. Okay, it was terrible. It was so bad, but it was just bad in a funny way.
Covering the nipples, I lived.
And Ru asked for a slice, and she handed her. I thought that was really funny.
I thought that Denali and Rose did a pretty good job too. I think overall everybody did a good job. Tamisha and Elliot won the mini challenge, which I don't really agree with. I feel like personally, for me, Gottmik, Tina, and Candy were funnier and like the outfit was stronger. So like just all around, I thought that they did better in the challenge.
I agree. I think probably Gottmik, or I honestly really did enjoy Utica's dress. So, okay, I wish you gonna play some disco? You gonna put some disco music?
Can I get some rights to some disco music?
We can find some things online.
All right, we'll find if we found something to put here for disco music, it'll start now.
No, that's not disco. Oh yeah.
My full Olivia Lux fantasy.
Yeah, you can do it with your hair. You got the hair for it.
For the Maxi Challenge, they're working in the same groups. They are doing a live documentary on disco, or a disco-mentary. I thought this was a fun challenge.
I really enjoyed it, and I learned a lot. The choreography was actually, pretty simple.
It was pretty. Yeah, I mean, from what we saw in the end result, it was pretty like standard. I mean, the only group that I was like, they like did some choreo was like Rose and Denali, which obviously because they're the dancers. So
right.
We do learn in that rehearsal that Tamisha, while not only having just learned how to walk again, and also having just beaten stage 3 colon cancer, is walking around with an ostomy bag and hasn't told anybody.
That blew me away. I said, wow, all this time you're doing all this stuff and you're out here with a pouch, a bag, on your connected to an open wound at that. Props to her for doing that. You just mad respect.
That was so insane to find out. I was like you've been doing all of this, you've been showing out. I couldn't imagine. I like Drag Race is looking at it from the outside in. It's a hard competition to be in. So I can't imagine having those like added factors while you were trying to keep up with all these other girls.
Just goes to show the dedication and hard work that she had to put in.
Like I respected Tamisha, period, because like she is a legend. But like hearing that, I just added like another level of respect on top of that. We do a kudos at the end of the episode, but like real quick, like kudos to you, bitch. Like to me.
But she's amazing.
Honored that you graced my television. That's really the only super eventful thing that happens in the rehearsal. Aside from the fact that you clearly get to see that Gottmik and Tina are not super at dancing, and Utica is also struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
But other than that, everybody else seems to be relatively all right.
Well, Rose and Denali, like you were saying before, they got the most choreographer, was teaching them the moves and did a little, they can't see my legs, like a little quick little turn of the leg, whatever. Denali was like, so do you want me to do this? Or do you want me to break it? Like, show any variety. I'm like, oh, okay, she got options. That's what she's saying.
Rose was like, bitch, I don't have options. So we're doing it the normal way.
That's what had me laughing. You're like, nothing. Utica struggling with the fabric, of course.
Yeah. Which it was kind of wild to me, which I'm glad that she pointed it out, because she is a dancer, you know what I mean? Like she does contemporary dancing, but she is a dancer. Right. So it was kind of wild to me to watch her struggle so much. I was like, but you do this. like not this, but like you move.
I've danced like praise dancing before, and I've done some fabric flag work and whatnot. So it is a little bit tricky if you're not confident with your movement.
We get into the performance. Let's talk about how each of these groups did. because I want to talk about how each of these groups did. So first we have Candy, Tina, and Gottmik.
I'm not gonna lie, I was underwhelmed by them. I'm not, yeah. Like Tina was definitely the best, like the most, like the standout, and it surprised me honestly. I was expecting Candy to be, but Tina is very much a performer, and even though she's not the strongest dancer or whatnot, she sold it, and she looked great. Godmake was okay, and Candy was just
See, I see where you're coming from, but I almost feel the opposite. I feel like I feel like Tina did pretty well, you know. I think Fringe is like a really, really great choice, especially if you're not a good mover, because it kind of accentuates any move that you do make. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I think that was a really, really smart choice. But I also like the judges mentioned like that they didn't care for her, like, you know, Candy's like outfit. And I was like, I mean, this is when I think of disco, I've seen people go to like the disco functions or like do like disco on TV and wear something very similar to that. So I was like, I mean, that's fine. And also like when she was doing her movements, like was she very Candy? Yeah, but like it didn't like take me out of it. It's not like she was doing 90s hip hop, you know what I mean? Like she was still giving disco. So I was a little confused by that. I was like, I feel like Candy did relatively fine.
One of the girls said later on in Untucked, they were like, oh, they saw her putting some booty bouncing in there. I didn't see that.
I didn't see no booty bouncing. Where was the booty bouncing? That was Lala. Lala said that, right? I was like, Lala.
Maybe in rehearsal. Maybe in
Where you see
rehearsal that happened.
Right. It didn't
Where's
air.
that?
Whatever the booty bouncing was, I can see it. If there's one thing I'm a pay attention to, it's a booty bouncing. So
I feel like Candy was holding back. I don't know if it was her overthinking the moves, like trying to remember, remember what's coming up next or whatnot. I don't know if that's what it was, or if she just was uncomfortable for some other reason. Like I could see that she was too much in her head and she was holding back. And the costume didn't do much favors. I mean, yeah, like the bell bottoms. Okay, my attention kept shifting back to Tina and Gottmik.
I get what you mean. I don't know. I feel like for me, I feel like the one that struggled the most was Gottmik. But I guess also it doesn't feel like they were judged too much on the dancing, because if they were judged on the dancing, Denali and Rose would have been in the top. So it clearly wasn't the dancing. I think it was probably just like the essence of like, disco, whatever that means. So then we have Tamisha and Elliot.
They both look great. I think both their costumes were gorgeous. They were really cute. Tamisha was too much in her head. You could see her thinking a little bit too much. Got the moves. The moves were down.
I think once they pointed out in the judging that Tamisha was like in her head, I like noticed it more looking back. Okay. But like on initial viewing, I was like, oh, they both did a good job. This is cute. There was that one moment where Tamisha was like, oop, I slipped up. But like, other than that, it didn't, like, nothing really showed for me. So I was like, this was probably overall one of the more successful groups for me.
Her face wasn't performing. Her body was, but I could see her face wasn't performing. Next is Utica and Olivia.
Another group where I was like, I thought they did a great job.
They both did. They did. But Olivia took the show.
No, Olivia for sure took the show. The minute she did this move right here, I was like, oh, this is Olivia's. This is the essence of disco. Whatever that, I don't know what that is. But I also didn't think Utica did a bad job either. Utica, like, from my perspective, seemed very successful because like she did the little thing that she was struggling with. So narrative wise, I was like, okay, she did a good job. Good. When it came to judging, they were like, oh, she's still too camp. It's a caricature of a caricature. We didn't like the hair. We didn't like the outfit. I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. For me, it didn't even seem that campy. Like, she definitely could have been like, I just didn't think that that Utica did poorly enough to land in the bottom, like, at all.
It can be a little too much sometimes, I guess. And I think it's knowing when or to put how much, like for that challenge, for example, I do think she probably did do too much. She was a little too campy with her face, when performing, just a little bit. And the outfit, I understand, like, yeah, the outfit wasn't 100% disco, but I liked it. I definitely don't think she belonged in the bottom, but I get the criticism that they gave her, in regards to like knowing when to do more and when to do less. Yeah.
Larry and Simone.
Yeah.
They also did like such a great job. You can tell like Simone is not like a dancer, but she definitely like, kept up with Lala Ree. That being said, Lala Ree showed her ass.
I was living for her. Like, she was having the most fun. It was her show. And I was here for it. What was their topic again? I think they had Disco Sucks.
Disco Sucks, right? Yeah.
I didn't know what that was. I thought it was like Ru saying that disco sucks. I'm like, damn, Ru. Like,
I was like, damn, you just talked about how much it was great and how much you loved it.
Right. Hey, damn, it was just a cool turn. I enjoyed the history behind that. I did a little research after, but yeah, Lala Ree definitely. She's a performer.
We forgot to talk about Denali and Rose, which they were before Simone and Lala Ree. They did exceptionally. You know what I mean? Like they danced the house down, but like, I don't know. It almost felt like they wanted us to forget about them. They were like, but don't look at them. Don't look at them and how great they're doing, because we didn't pick them. So look at Olivia. Oh, look at Olivia. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which, I think Olivia was great, and I think Olivia definitely deserved to be on the top. But like, I don't know. I thought like Denali and Rose really, really killed it.
No, I felt the same way. I thought that they were gonna show a lot more of Denali and Rose because of the whole dance sequence, and it kind of built it up a little bit. A part of me is like, well, yeah, they danced really well, but was the performance, like, was it 100? You know what I mean? Like, was the whole, like, the face and just being a bright light and representing disco, and like, the era,
whatever the challenge was,
whatever that is. I don't know if they did, because it's not just about dancing,
Yeah.
You really do have to stand out in personality. Rose is someone that I think is, and she says this in the episode, where she is perfect, and she isn't the type, but she isn't the type to overthink that though. Like, she's not trying to always be perfect, but like, she just is.
It's just natural,
It's just natural for her.
For some of us, Irby, it really comes naturally.
And I understand because I'm part of the club, but like, I think I think what happens with that though is her personality doesn't come out. She's not stepping outside of her comfort zone enough for her to really shine.
Yeah.
Technique isn't gonna cut it. You have to do so much more to stand, and she hasn't been doing that lately. And I think that was what hurt her in the performance too. Yeah. Dancing, you look great, but like, I need to see your personality. I need to feel something from you. I didn't feel that.
Yeah, I think Ru did kind of say it best. Where like, perfect it does get boring because there's nothing really to latch onto. But I also at the same time don't know what Rose could have done differently. You know what I mean? Like, she said it in the Untucked, but like, she was very like, I felt free. I felt like I was doing it. Like, I wasn't really thinking. I wasn't in my head. So I don't really understand what I could have done differently. I feel like what they were probably thinking was they were probably like, oh, this is a dance challenge, so we need to like kill the dance. So that was probably their biggest thought process, which might have taken away from them, feeling the groove or like, doing, the essence of disco or whatever the hell, So that might have been it. Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. The category for the runway is little black dress, which...
Show it off, honey. Show it off. Yes. There we go. Come closer. Come closer. Come closer. Come closer for girls. Yes. There we go. Yes. Love it. Pose, honey.
And let me give you
Yum. Yes.
Put it away. Y'all not ready for all that.
You're not ready. That's too much. It's too much.
It was a little too much. Let's give like some quick thoughts because I wasn't like, it was a fine category. It was fine.
Yeah, yeah, it was all right. There were a lot of standouts. There were like a couple of standouts. So let's start with Tina Burner. She had a very cute reveal of a dress, and it was, it was cute. It was all right,
Why is that exactly what I have? It was cute. That's the exact note that I have. I kind of wish that like because she came out with like the wet paint thing and all the splashes. I kind of wish when she revealed, instead of the like kind of droopy goop at the bottom of the thing and like the handprints, I wish it was like splattered red, orange, and yellow paint on the dress instead. I feel like that would have been a little more like, fit more with the theme of the wet paint thing that she came out with. And I think it also wouldn't have like taken too much away from the little black dress. I feel like the like goopiness at the bottom and the handprints took a little too much away from like the category. Then I feel like you could have also told like a little story, you know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, wet paint, watch out. And then you rip off this thing and you're like, oh, I'm covered in paint, but oh, I still look good though. Oh, it's scattered in all the right places. You could have played with, that story as opposed to, I mean, she did kind of tell a story, but it was just a little like, I don't know. It wasn't the story that I wanted, Tina.
Yeah. And I didn't like the wig. I didn't like the wig on her. I wasn't a fan of the wig.
That being said though, I have to say I'm pulling a full 180. I'm living for the red, orange, and yellow now. Like every time. I want it every single time. Every single time. I don't know what happened, but like we've gone a full 180 and I have gone from like hating it to being like, I need the red, orange, and yellow every week. I need it.
You miss it. Actually, I'm enjoying the way she's playing with it, and she's like, surprising us when she does choose to bring it out, like the whole combination of it. I'm actually enjoying it, the versatility. Next person was Candy Muse.
So I understand the critique of it being a bit messy because the paint on the neck was a little messy. Instead of being like, little like, specks of being like, oh, it's, coming up this way and coming down that way. It just seemed like a glob, which was a little messy. But other than that, I loved it. I love the concept. I thought it was great. I was like, you better work. You better fucking work.
I thought the same. I really like the concept of the dress, the structure of it. I thought it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. I really didn't like the paint splattered around her face like that. The glob, like you said, I didn't enjoy that. But like the dress itself was really interesting. I really liked it. Gottmik with the tiniest black dress ever.
That was iconic. That was fully iconic. That was like
That's what I wrote.
How'd you spell iconic?
Oh, regular. I'm boring. How do you spell it?
I spelled it ICONIQUE.
Yes.
Like if someone was gonna use iconic, but as like a black name, iconic. Like
iconic. Iconic. That sounds French too.
Honestly, kind of a fire name though. Iconic. Like, let's talk about it.
That's really cute. I would like that. Well, you better be fierce with a name like that, child.
No, you got to be bringing it. You can't be dull with the name Iconic. You know what I mean? Like, no.
That's a lot of pressure. But yeah, this dress.
It was like my favorite thing.
It's so like brilliant. At first, I was shocked. I didn't know what to think or say. I was like, wait, what? And then she was walking down. I'm like, oh, this is great. Like it was perfect. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, smart. No one else would think of it. Yeah, literally, no one else would think of it, and that's what makes it so brilliant.
The runway is Gottmik. Okay, Gottmik.
Period.
Elliot with 2 T's.
This was
this
was very, very plain. I will say I really liked the coat. I loved the coat that she came out with. Like it was very boring. It's
always like either she goes 90s or 80s, housewife or 60s, 70s. Like and it's always the same silhouettes, the shoulders and the puffiness. And I'm kind of over it. I want some variety. I would like it more if she showed a lot more variety in
Yeah,
between, you
some
know.
versatility, babe.
Yes. And so I'm getting a little exhausted. All right, next we have Tamisha Iman with this black dress and like a little wing thing going on with
Yeah,
the bust area.
I I liked it. I think the only thing that stops me from loving it is that like I didn't really care for like this little like rouging, this like layering in the middle. It was just a
Yeah.
little like it was a little too like it made it a little too baggy and it like took away from her shape. But
Yeah.
other than that, I thought it was really cute.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. That was the only downside to that dress to me. I really liked low black dress and just made it like a little bit more extra with the wings
Right,
going on
exactly.
there. I thought that was really interesting, but the rouging in the front was bulky, a little bit too much. Miss Olivia Lux.
A very simple, very cute black dress. But the thing that really, really showed out was that hair. That hair
Yeah,
was like so beautiful. That unit is just such a masterpiece. Like
yeah,
it was gorgeous. So like I can see how like, the dress wasn't like, the star, but like, the hair really, really showed out. So I can see the judges being like, you did phenomenal in the challenge and that hair was great. You win.
yeah. The dress was blah to me, but it was about the hair, which I guess but the guy, I was focusing a lot more on the dress and seeing how unique it was and how everybody approached it. But it is what it is. Utica Queen with her
It was her earrings.
it was her earrings. Yes,
Okay. All right. And this, okay,
describe it.
I'm gonna start being real mad at these judges because they are really just like every choice she makes, they're like, really? No, like she was her earring. It was gorgeous. And honestly, even if you didn't get that she was her earring, she was still gorgeous. Like, are you kidding me?
Her dress was actually one of my faves. Because like when the light hit it, it like shines it was really cool. Like it was this cool dress. The fabric, the material was really cool. Simple silhouette, but the fact that it was reflective in the way it was, or however you describe that, I think made it different. But then with the whole gold skin
Yes.
suit that she had underneath or whatever, and the earrings and the hat, I thought it was a great concept. They didn't get it, um, I guess.
My
But
my only critique, my only real critique would be like maybe the earring should have been bigger to then give them the oh, okay, you are your earrings or you and your earrings are matching. If the earrings were like bigger, like if they were like, like this is where Kamora Hall's earlobes, the strongest earlobes in the
yeah,
business, would have really come in handy. But if they were like
yeah,
if they were really big, like so that way you could like see what they were wearing and whatever, then I feel like the judges probably would have gotten it a little more. But
yeah.
also, I don't feel like that was necessary. I feel like she still looked good, period, regardless.
All right, next we have Denali with this arachnid inspired look, like a whole Black Widow.
Move aside, it's your girl Denali. That is my girl
She
Denali. I
looked
love her.
good.
I love her. She did
She
look
looked
good.
good.
It probably wasn't my favorite on the runway, but again, it is just little black dress. Like, how much, like, what really are you gonna do with it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like, I liked the like, spidery take on it. I also really really enjoyed when she like lifted up her thing and like you could see the spider eyes. That's what took it over the edge for me. So I really really liked it.
yeah,
Really thought she was gonna be in the top with Rose, but
yeah. Well, yeah. I thought that too, but it is what it is.
it
I really
is what
love the
it
dress.
is.
I like the concept. Yeah,
It is what it
it is
is,
what
and
it
it isn't what it isn't. So
is. Right. Speaking of which, we have Rose next with her little black
okay,
dress.
all right,
Uh,
wait. So I liked it, but like I was watching the episode with my mom, right? And like as Rose was walking down, my mom went, "She looked like burnt toast," and I fully couldn't deal. It was
No, I can't unsee it.
Fell out because you could see it the minute she said it. I was like, yeah, she looks like burnt toast. You're right. You're right.
Thanks, Mom. She ruined it.
Before she said it, I was like, that's really cute. It's like it's kind of like it's similar to what Candy did. And I liked Candy's a little bit more.
I like the concept of the dress too. Yeah, I thought she looked really good, but something about it was like, this feels off though. But now I know what it is.
Burnt toast.
Yeah. That's what it is. It made me hungry. Okay, next we have Lala Ree. I want to talk about Lala Ree. What do you think about Lala's?
The dress was too short, but I could have forgiven that. But the gigantic necklace was far too much. It was just too much to pair with this like little black dress.
Yeah, I feel like too much, even though the dress was so small. But it's like that accessory, that necklace was just way too much.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I actually hated the fact that it was too short, like so short. Like it's just the combination of it all just did not work.
Yeah, it was the combination because I feel like I could have forgiven it a little more if she was like, you know, I'm coming out, if she was, you know, doing her Lala Ree thing in the confessionals and being like, you know, I'm coming out here hoeing it up, showing a little too much leg. I would have been like, I'm living for it, Lala. You got me, girl. But
if the dress was longer, like floor length or something, and then had like a slit, so that way, you know, Lala could still be her sexy self or whatnot. And then that necklace, perhaps, maybe, but it had to, like, the dress had to be like slinky long. And yeah, but like the combination of all that, like, it just did not work.
I do want to say that I feel like Lala would have been in the top, but the look was just not strong at all. But like if we're talking embody the essence and dance the house down, Lala motherfucking Ree did that.
Yeah. Now Simone with this black hair braided dress. I saw it on Instagram first, and I was like, it made me even more excited to see the episode. And then when I saw it on the runway, I was like, oh my god, girl, she killed it.
It was so cute. I love the hair as the like throwback, you know, honoring RuPaul. But like the dress itself was just so cool. It was like, it was so cool. I can't believe more people haven't thought about that idea to create like a fringy type of thing with like box braids. Like that, like thinking about it, it's like, well, no shit, that would be perfect. But then like, it doesn't hit you until like, you know, someone did it. Like Simone is just really giving us all of the unique, iconic fashion moments that I need this season. Just
the fact that Simone is able to do it on such a big platform, just like I was telling you about the do-rag moment that she had. I've seen that before, but I haven't seen it on TV or anything like that. Nobody's like really going out there taking these ideas and taking inspiration from them. Simone is really diving deep into her culture, you know, the Black culture, and finding inspiration, and she's bringing it back and infusing it with her own style, her own looks on the show. And I'm loving that.
So in Untucked, Rosé was very like, you know, I felt like I should have been in the top. I don't know what I could have done better. But everyone else, for the most part, was like, well, I'm just glad I'm safe. The real kind of meat of this like little moment is when like Candy and Tamisha make up. Tamisha does a lot of like, you know, look, bitch, you're arrogant. It's like a joke, which honestly she could have done 12 more times and I would have laughed every time. But it was really nice to see the two of them make up during this Untucked. Because at the end of the day, you know, it's really not that serious. Like it's drag, you know what I mean? And like I mean the competition is serious because that's money. But like ultimately it's drag, you know what I mean? So like it is what it is, and I'm glad that they, you know, found like a bond again, you know, so that made me really happy.
I don't know if they had like a talk, but like I think she did say that it just happened naturally. That the two of them just like, you know, push it to the side. Another great moment that happened during Untucked was Gottmik receiving a video message from her parents, and it was amazing because, you know, the fact that they used her new name, you know, her name, and not using her dead name anymore, I guess is, you know, new, So that really made her really emotional. And that was a heartwarming moment.
I mean, it's speaking from experience a little bit. It is hard, especially for your parents who are like, understandably so in a sense, because they are kind of like the ones who named you, like, so they have an attachment to you with that name. So to like kind of like break away from them and then come back and be like, hey, actually, not this name ever, actually, but this name. It's for sure an adjustment period. Um, but like it is like the first time or the first couple of times really where like they use your actual name and not your dead name is it just really is a heartwarming thing, and it does make you want to cry a little bit. Yeah. So I definitely like I related to that moment so heavily, and I was like, oh.
I know.
So so that was so cute to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it.
So now let's go to elimination. You want to take this one because I need my cookies.
Yes. So the winner of the challenge is Olivia, which well deserved. Right. She really did embody disco, and she did a great job with the runway as well. And then the bottom three are Utica, Tamisha, and Candy. And then they say that Utica is safe, which thank God they did, because I was sitting there being like, if y'all put my girl in the bottom, because I know if they put her in the bottom, she probably would have gone home. As much as they say that what she does is over the top, they never explicitly tell her that, or at least it's not on camera that they've explicitly told her like, hey, a lot of what you do is too much. Let's calm it down. So like you can't put her in the bottom for a critique, like when you've never given her that critique. You know what I mean?
Even if they think that she's doing too much, I still think that she would not deserve to be in the bottom. She was still entertaining. She looked good. So.
I will say this group with this challenge, they were all pretty strong. For a lot of them to be not, dancers or not super comfortable like moving so much, it was a pretty strong performance overall for the challenge. So I could see them like, picking at, different small things. I get that, because you kind of have to when the group is so strong and prepared. So the bottom two are Candy and Tamisha, which really just brings ahead all the drama that we've been experiencing for the past 2 weeks. They lip sync to Hit 'Em Up Style by Blue Cantrell. I think they both did the damn thing, honestly. It could have gone either way with this lip sync for me. I think they both did like relatively the same level. I will say for me though, I did enjoy Candy's performance just a tad bit more. Just a tad bit more. If I had to pick somebody, I would have been like, I'm gonna pick Candy. But like had Ru picked Tamisha to stay, I would have been like, you know what, that makes sense too. They both did pretty well.
Yeah, I enjoyed Candy's performance a little bit more. It was just more passion filled.
Yeah.
She was really fighting.
Bitch, I'm gonna lay on this floor. Bitch, I'm gonna come back up. I'm gonna start screaming at y'all. Like she was like, I'm gonna let y'all have it. I will say I did peep that there were some words that were missed from both of them. From both of them.
For both of them, I saw that.
So I mean, let's not clock anybody specifically. Both of them were a little shaky on the words.
Tamisha ended up going home.
Yeah.
But she fought. She worked really hard. Having experienced what she experienced with cancer, and she wasn't able to come last season and to come this season and work so hard and to get as far as she did with all the things that she had to deal with is an accomplishment. She slayed it.
Absolutely. She was so good. And I love how at the end of the Untucked she was like, I'll see y'all later.
Right.
I'll be back.
Like, she ready for All Stars.
She ready for All Stars next week, baby. Next week.
They better call her.
I want to see her like in a year or two when she's like, okay, bitch, I'm back to like my fighting form. Let's get it. She just comes in like, backflipping and stunting on hoes. I'm excited for that. So
yeah, I'm excited for that too. Like I can't wait. She's hopefully she'll be in tip top shape. Back to how she, at least as close as she possibly can to how she was before. She's a star. She's amazing. We love her.
Claps for Tamisha.
Yes, Tamisha.
You were amazing this season. You gave us one of the best untucks that we've had in so long. And you were just so iconic this season. The world has already fallen in love with you. So like me saying I love you and Irby saying I love you isn't much now, but we're gonna say it anyway that we love you so much. We cannot wait to see you back on our screens for All Stars. So much love.
Looking forward to it.
All right, so Irby, all in all, were you a fan of this episode?
Well, yes, I was. I loved it.
Same here. I gotta say I was a little iffy. If my girl Utica had been in the bottom, I might not feel the way I feel now. But I will say that I'm current as of now. I'm a fan. So
they're lucky. Well, good thing because you would have sent some angry letters probably. Like,
I would have. They were drafted. Thank
you guys for joining us. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the episode, and hopefully next week we'll see you all back here, same place, different time probably. Who knows? Unpredictable. We love y'all, and do the thing that you guys do with the likes and the comments and
yes.
that.
Like, comment, subscribe, share, notification bell, ding ding.
Yes, ding ding, ding ding. Ring that bell, y'all. All right.
All right, love y'all. Bye. Now I was dreaming. I don't know the words, so we can't even get copyrighted because I don't know the words.